I used to think that silence was the best response to being hurt, but I've learned something more powerful, grace with fire. Let me tell you something. People will hurt you, that's a fact, but how you rise, how you handle that hurt, that's your power. And today, we're going to talk about reclaiming that power, because pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's optional. When someone hurts you, the instinct is often to brush it off, distract yourself, or tell yourself it wasn't a big deal. But here's the truth. Ignoring pain doesn't make it disappear, it just makes it louder in silence. Emotional wounds, like physical ones, don't heal by being hidden. They need attention, understanding, and care. You have every right to feel what you feel. The moment you stop minimizing your emotions is the moment you start taking control of your healing. It's okay to admit that you're hurt. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you self-aware. Strength isn't about being unaffected. It's about facing what affects you and choosing how you move forward. We often fear feeling too much, thinking it will break us. But in reality, feeling is part of healing. When you allow yourself to sit with your pain, even briefly, you begin to understand its shape, its source, and its message. That's powerful, because you can't grow past something you won't even look at. Express it, write it down, speak to someone you trust, or simply say it out loud. That hurt me. Name the emotion, give it space, it deserves that. You deserve that. By acknowledging what you've gone through, you take the first brave step toward letting go. Not to forget, but to release the grip it has on your present. The goal isn't to get stuck in the pain, but to let it pass through you, so you can rise, freer and wiser on the other side. Healing begins with honesty, and honesty begins with acknowledgement. You owe yourself that truth. When someone hurts you, the temptation to lash out, to match their cruelty, can feel overwhelming. You want them to feel what you felt, to know the sting they caused. But here's the catch. Reacting with spite doesn't heal you. It chains you to the same pain you're trying to escape. It puts their behavior in control of your emotions. Responding with strength means stepping back, breathing deep, and choosing dignity over drama. It's not about pretending you're okay or being passive. It's about choosing your peace over their chaos. True strength lies in restraint, in refusing to let someone else's actions turn you into someone you're not proud of. When you hold your ground with grace, you stay in your power. You don't lower yourself to the level of hurtful words or vengeful actions. Instead, you rise above them, not because they deserve your kindness, but because you deserve your peace. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is say nothing, not because you're weak, but because you know that not every battle is worth your energy. Silence, when chosen from strength, not fear, is powerful. It says, I know my worth, and I refuse to argue for it. That doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior. It means you respond thoughtfully. You walk away if you must. You speak up if it's necessary. But you never react in a way that makes you question your integrity afterward. Let their actions speak for who they are. Let your response reflect who you are. That's strength, and that's how you win. Not by hurting them back, but by refusing to let their hurt define you. There comes a point when you realize that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's essential. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about drawing a line that says, this is how I deserve to be treated. When someone hurts you repeatedly or carelessly, it's a sign, not just of who they are, but of what you're allowing. It's easy to feel guilty for saying no, for walking away, or for speaking up when something crosses the line. But being kind doesn't mean being available for mistreatment. You can be compassionate and still say enough. You can be loving and still choose distance. That's not cruelty, it's clarity. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They're gates to protect your energy, your time, your emotional space. And the moment you stop apologizing for having them is the moment you begin honoring your worth. People may not like it. Some will push back, but that discomfort, it's theirs to carry, not yours. Every time you say yes to something that violates your peace, you're saying no to yourself. Fierce boundaries are a declaration that you've outgrown the cycle of pain, and you're no longer willing to trade your well-being for someone else's comfort. They help you separate what's yours to hold and what's not. They create space for healthy connections and weed out the ones that only survive on guilt or obligation. You are allowed to choose yourself. You are allowed to walk away from what wounds you, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your heart. Boundaries are not a sign of coldness, they are a sign of self-respect, and there is nothing more powerful than a person who respects themselves enough to say, "This is where I draw the line." Pain has a way of shaking us, sometimes even breaking us, but it also carries the potential to build us. When someone hurts you, you have two choices: let it define you or let it refine you. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from being cracked open and finding strength in places you didn't know existed. There's a certain fire that pain ignites, the kind that can either burn you down or forge you into something stronger. The difference lies in what you choose to do with it. You can sit in the bitterness, replaying the betrayal, or you can rise and say, "This won't break me, it will build me." Some of the world's most powerful transformations come from heartbreak, rejection, or loss. That pain becomes purpose when you channel it into something greater, when you let it teach you resilience, sharpen your focus, deepen your empathy, or drive your ambition. Let every scar remind you not just of what hurt you, but of how you healed. Maybe their words made you doubt your worth. Prove them wrong by growing into the most confident version of yourself. Maybe they underestimated you. Use that doubt as fuel to exceed every limit they placed on you. Let the pain motivate you to love yourself more, to choose better, to dream bolder. This doesn't mean pretending you're glad it happened. It means refusing to let it be wasted. Growth is not about forgetting what they did. It's about becoming someone they no longer have the power to hurt. Turn the wound into wisdom, turn the heartbreak into a comeback. Let the very thing that tried to destroy you become the reason you rebuild. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable, that's how pain becomes power. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. People think it means excusing what someone did or letting them back into your life. But real forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It's about you. It's about releasing the grip that pain has on your heart so you can breathe again. Because holding on to resentment doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. Anger feels powerful at first. It gives you a sense of control, of justice, but over time it becomes a weight. It lives in your thoughts, drains your energy, and steals your joy. When you choose not to forgive, you stay emotionally tied to the person who hurt you. They continue to take space in your mind long after they've left your life. Forgiveness is how you cut that tie. It's not saying what they did was okay. It's saying, "I refuse to let this control me anymore." It's choosing peace over poison, and that's a decision you make for yourself, not for them. You might never get an apology. They might never change or even realize the damage they caused, but your healing can't depend on their awareness. Forgiveness is your declaration of emotional independence. It's your way of saying, "You no longer get to occupy space in my soul." Sometimes the person you need to forgive is yourself, for ignoring red flags, for staying too long, for not protecting your peace. Extend that same grace inward. You did the best you could with what you knew then. When you let go of the resentment, you make room for something better. Clarity, strength, lightness. You stop living in the story of what they did and start writing your own. Forgiveness is not a favor to them. It's freedom for you. And that freedom, it's priceless. When someone hurts you, it can shake your sense of self. You start questioning what you did wrong, whether you were enough or why you weren't valued. But the truth is, your worth doesn't disappear because someone failed to see it. It doesn't shrink because of someone else's cruelty, silence, or indifference. It remains unshaken, intact. The pain of being hurt can blur your reflection. It can make you look at yourself through the eyes of those who wounded you. But that's not your truth. You are not defined by the people who broke you. You are defined by the strength with which you rebuild. Staying rooted in your worth means anchoring yourself so deeply in who you are that no storm can uproot you. It means knowing your value even when others overlook it. It's reminding yourself again and again that your light isn't dimmed just because someone didn't appreciate its brilliance. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So start there, speak to yourself with love, show up for yourself, and don't compromise your boundaries to make others comfortable. The moment you stop seeking validation from those who can't give it, you reclaim your power. Even when you're hurting, remind yourself, *I am worthy of love, I am worthy of respect, I am worthy of peace. Say it until you believe it, especially when it's hardest to believe. There will be people who try to make you doubt your value. Let them try, but never join them. Your job is not to convince others of your worth. It's to live like you know it, because once you are rooted in your worth, you become unshakable and know, 1. Not even the ones who hurt you can take that away.